The adventure continues this week on Ford Outfitters. The feral hog population has exploded in one of California's most productive growing regions, and Fred Eichler aims to assist.
Got one right here at 30 yards.
But achieving bow range on this spot and stock attempt will not be an easy task. Fred Eichler has taken all 29 species recognized by Pope & Young with a recurve bow. Conway Bowman cracked the code for Mako sharks on the fly. The outdoors has led them to adventures around the world. Now, two of North America's most accomplished sportsmen and their Ford trucks are on a mission to learn the secrets and stories of America's best outfitters. This is The Outfitters, built by Ford F-Series. Fine wine and ample sunshine attract visitors to this fertile region of California. Fred Eichler is en route, driven by his own motives.
The route guidance will start now.
I am going down Highway US 101, and I'm heading to Passe Robles, which is about Central California, and I'm going to meet up with Doug there. And Doug is apparently the hog guru. When it comes to hogs, this area of Central California that we're going to is loaded up with them. It's funny how in California you can do that, go from super suburban areas to out in the country. Because this is beautiful where we're going through right now. Well, I'm gonna be going after wild hogs with my bow in California. And I'm gonna be going with Camp 5 Outfitters. You know, I like Doug and Garrett instantly. They both come from like a farm and ranch background, just good guys, salt of the earth. Garrett also, he's been guiding for Doug for a while, and I think the plan is hopefully one day he'll take over the business.
How's it look?
I think it looks pretty good.
It does look good. Now we just finished up this year's harvest of the grain. We'll save that seed in our bin, and this next fall we'll take it out of the bin and put it in the ground and grow more grain. And make seed for next year. So we'll go put it in the bin?
Yep. Sounds great. Year round we are busy. We're always hunting, and then when we're not hunting, there's just certain seasons that we're farming and keeping stuff in the ground and planted and creating habitat for the wildlife and food sources.
Halfway between the urban metropolis of Los Angeles and the busy streets of San Francisco is the quiet city of Paso Robles, home to 30,000 residents. Nestled in the game-rich coastal mountain range, this is Central Command for Camp 5 Outfitters.
We get out before it gets light, so Fred and I left 4:30 the first morning of the hunt. We got up early, we got out, got in the Ford. Up on the mountain we went. We were going to go up and hunt up in Archer Canyon. There were some good trails where I know pigs had been coming through out of the grain field, going up into the brush to bed down.
Right in a ditch here, next to an old pile of cement. There was probably a bridge. There's a little water hole not too far from us. We moved closer to the barley fields. This is where the pigs have been feeding at night, but they're moving out of here early in the morning.
95% of our clients are hunting with rifles, and this week we have Fred Eichler coming in, and we're gonna hunt one of these big pigs with a bow. The archery hunts there's just a whole nother element to the hunt. You know, you have to deal with the pig's sense of smell, his sight, and his hearing.
A bunch of pigs over there would be about the last spot I would expect to ever see pigs. Where it's first open hill right here.
Nice spotting.
You got to have control over all of those senses, and it is challenging to do it.
So we spot this lone boar. We come up with a strategy to try and sneak around, keep the wind in our favor, and try and get in on this hog. As we're trying to slip around on this hog that's feeding in the field, Hogs come breaking out, they come running past us, they jump underneath the fence. I'm trying to get them to stop so I can get a shot. Just didn't happen. So then I take another step and I hear something. I look to my left and there's a whole bunch of little piglets. There's literally pigs running all over the place.
Too small, or should I shoot one?
I've got them in easy range. They're 20 yards away, but they're pretty small. I thought, ooh, that's probably only a sandwich I could get out of those. I really want to try and shoot a bigger one.
We knew that those other pigs were in there someplace, so we just kind of worked our way down one ridge. Off on the left, there's some good bedding areas, and we saw this one pig. He was really tucked back in the brush in a big old pig bed. And you could tell, once we got to looking at it, you could tell he was a big old boar, and he was just in a tough place.
Looks like a good-looking boar. The biggest problem I have is all those branches and the steep bank he's on. It's gonna be a pretty tough stalk. You're gonna have to thread the needle no matter what you do.
Well, me and Doug sat and conferred a little bit. Doug said, man, it's gonna be a tough one, but if you wanna give it a go, give it a shot. So I decided to try and slip down along the side of the hill, drop down and get almost even with this bedded pig to see if I could get in on it. That's a huge pig.
The Outfitters is brought to you by the Ford F-150, the future of tough.
So now the first boar that we went after, he's gone. We ran into a bunch of other pigs that ran past, didn't get a shot at them. I just passed some shots at these piglets. Now we're gonna continue around and try and get another boar that we had seen bedded from the other side of the ridge.
I think we got a good old deal over here. We got one sleeping over here. And we're gonna go down this finger and he's right across the canyon. Okay.
So country and terrain changes when you look at it from one side to another. So as we're slipping along, Doug's like, this pig's down in here somewhere. It should be on this slope. Doug's glassing, I'm glassing, we're easing along. Problem was, this pig's got a great location. He's tucked in the bank, the wind's kind of blowing down the hill, there's tall grass, it's really crunchy all around it.
All right, well, the guys have left me. I'm on my own. I'm gonna try and swing around, come around the side of that pig and see if I can pick a hole and make a shot on this big boar.
Still in that thick brush, he's probably still gonna stay there. So hopefully Fred can get on him again.
Great situation. I just don't want to blow the stalk now.
As I'm slipping along the brush, all of a sudden I hear, and this brush moves. I look up and this pig jumps out of his bed right in front of us and takes off around the hill.
So we had it pegged right. He just went right off that limb. I just saw him for a second. There's no way I could even got a shot. He was tucked into that bed up underneath the bank. That was cool though.
So that first morning we had a really good hunt. Saw lots of pigs, several encounters, and if Fred was hunting with a rifle, we'd have been done the first morning. For this afternoon's hunt, Garrett is going to take Fred, and they're going to go clear up in the back in some of the real steep areas up there.
I'll get your ramps on this side. All right. So Garrett decides, you know what, it's gonna be a good idea to take the Kawasaki with us today. We can get up some really nasty bulldozer trails, and from up there, we can glass a lot of different country and look for hogs. Good.
You can see like on these hillsides right here, it's all dry land farming. Planted the barley.
California really is pretty once you get out of the city. All this country looks neat. Well, the tough thing was just finding a piece of level ground where we could unload the Kawasaki, because in California, I've realized that once you're in the hills, it's all pretty much straight up and down. see what you mean by the view up here.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just glass here for a little bit. This is a good spot. There's water down here below us. And, oh, there's some pigs right there.
Right.
That farthest opening you can see
Okay.
on the horizon, there's that little opening to the left.
Got him, right in the shade.
It was a great distance, still a lot of light. Oh, time to go. And once spotted, maybe 100 yards off, I told Fred where the wind direction was going down the hill and sent him off on a good sneak.
We got a big one on that ridge up there. We got a little one in range. There's a bigger one on the hill.
So I'm slipping up. I've got some little pigs in front of me. I know there's some bigger pigs in there because we've seen them. All of a sudden I hear something behind me. And here comes one of the bigger pigs.
There's certainly no shortage of pigs in Central California's wine country, but finding a shooter-sized hog within bow range is proving to be a challenge for Fred Eichler.
I love spotting and stalking. I love trying to be quiet, moving through grass or whatever type of terrain I'm in. I love trying to slip up on animals. That's one of the reasons I love a bow. It's a close range weapon and you have to be quiet.
Big in the group. It dropped down in the ravine to our left, and I think it might have landed us. Oh, we're gonna slip around and see if we can find him.
Right now I'm staying back here, less movement. Bo saw the pigs when we snuck up on him pretty close. He's shivering and shaking right now, just wants to go at him right now.
This is one of the smaller ones. We have pigs all around us. It took off to the right when I tried to turn it. That was cool.
So the next morning, we were gonna try and cover more country. So we were driving through all kinds of crazy different terrains. We'd be in wide open hillsides, dropping down big drainages, and when we came up on these big tops, we'd get out and we'd glass a ton of country, and we'd see if we could find some hogs. At one point, Garrett's telling me, well, there's pigs that like to bed on this one big hillside here.
So we drove up in some of the higher country and came down the opposite ridge of this pig beds that I knew about. And right when I was coming down, I saw something that I just stuck out to me. He's already spooked here at the truck, but it looks like it's a big pig. It'd be worth a try anyways.
I'm game. I'm always down for giving it a whirl.
Oh, his ears are up. His head's up. Okay, pig's up. Pig's up, he's turned around. He's broadside right to us. Oh, there he's walking up the hill.
So close.
When the outfitters returns, the crew at Camp 5 has found the hogs, but with one evening left, it's now or never.
As we're heading out to the evening hunt, Garrett said, hey, Doug told me to check out the barley field. There's been a lot of pigs coming in there. Let's go check that out. As we're going out there, my big concern is I know that's a wide open country. It's gonna be really difficult to stalk, not only in the crunchy grass, but two, to get in there without being spotted.
It's been a lot of cat and mouse thus far on Fred's California hog hunt, But as the evening sets in, hopes remain high.
This morning I came through Vineyard Canyon, area that's on the north end of the ranch, and a lot of pig activity. The bedding areas are right there, there's water there. So tonight I think I'm gonna have Fred and Garrett go over and sit up on a high ridge above that area and just see what comes out.
When we got out there, Garrett's glassing, I'm glassing. We didn't see anything. So Garrett wanted to go up over a ridge and glass the whole valley. So as we're easing up over this hill, boom, we spot a bunch of pigs in front of us.
The black one is a boar, the big black one. Yeah. They're going that way though.
Tough thing is, just what I was worried about, they're in the wide open. So Garrett looks at me and says, well, we've got the wind, you might as well give it a shot. So I start trying to sneak up on this big group of hogs. I have to go up over a ridge to drop down and try and slip up on these pigs. Unfortunately, when you go up high on a ridge, a lot of times you'll ridge line yourself. That means you stand out like a sore thumb. Think of a tree being the only thing on a mountain, on a bare mountain. And that's exactly what I look like.
Yup, they got us.
Well, the problem with a big group of anything is you've got multiple eyes, ears, and noses always looking out for danger. This is a mob of pigs.
I should have listened to what I wanted to go down to the lab. I was worried about that. And those pigs busted us at about, let's see, it looks like a pretty long ways. 150 yards.
On the way up to that sneak though, I was hearing something behind me in some of this taller mustard weeds. I look back every once in a while, but it's so tall and thick, I didn't think anything of it since we had pigs in front of us. When we were walking back, I think almost at the same time, Fred and I glassed up where there was a swather cut, where a swather had gone through the mustard and barley, and right on the edge of it, there was a dark shadow. We look and there's a pig right there on the edges of that thick mustard. He made his way out, and at one point, he looked right at us.
This pig that we're seeing down low in the field, he didn't even see this other group of pigs. So when they ran, it didn't spook him because they were far enough away. So now I've got a perfect situation. I've got a lone pig. The wind's in my favor, and about the time I'm trying to think of how I'm gonna be able to close the distance, this pig moves into some super tall grass. When this pig disappears in the grass, I realize if I can't see the pig cannot see me. The wind's in my favor, so all I have to worry about now is this pig's ears. If I can slip down there quietly without spooking it, I might be able to get in range. When you're stalking on dry, crunchy grass, even though I'm using a trail that cuts down through it, I have to move super slow. Whenever I can see the outline of the pig, I usually stop, because if I can see the pig, that pig's gonna be able to see me. I keep closing the distance closer and closer. In this situation, I've got to try and close the distance and get a shot before I run out of life. When I hit 40 yards, I know I'm in range.
But with the light going out, Fred had to make a choice, and I think he did the right thing. I heard the sound of the bow release and the thump of the arrow hitting the pig.
I can see the arrow. The arrow's, pig's got an arrow in it.
The pig makes this crazy little half loop through the brush and runs up over this short little hill. Now with the tall brush, I want to make sure I can keep this pig in eyesight. So I go running up over the ridge, and as soon as I get to the ridge, got him! He's down right here. Dead pig down. That is awesome. Well, I beat the dog to the pig. That's pretty cool. That was incredible. This is a big boar. What do you think, buddy?
Oh man, congrats.
Thanks. Was that cool watching the stalk from where you were at?
Oh man, I was shaking.
Were you too?
I was nervous.
I was going crazy because I could hear it chopping its teeth, and I could hear it eating right there in the grass. Look at the teeth
Got
on
some
it.
cutters.
Yeah, it's got some teeth on it. That is, you know, what do you think? What's your estimation on a pig like that?
This pig probably weighs 250 pounds.
I was thinking something 200 or over. That pig's as big as me and you. Good teamwork with you and Doug too.
Yeah.
Man.
A lot of fun.
Oh, buddy.
Congrats.
Thank you, man. And you know I've seen bigger pigs here at Camp 5 Outfitters already.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have some huge pigs here in California, but I am tickled pig. That's a trophy pig to me.
1, 2, 3.
You know, both the guys, Garrett and Doug, impressed me. Doug, I kind of expected him to be what he was. That's a big pig.
Very big pig.
He's got 30 years of guiding, so I knew he had to know what he was doing. You want to shut that light off for me?
Yeah, I can get it.
Garrett also really impressed me though. At 23 years old, he's a hardcore hunter. He knows what he's doing. And I think one of the coolest things is that I could tell he got just as excited as I did. And that's a passion for guiding, and that's what it takes to do this for a living. A lot of meat right there, guys. Man, thanks a ton. Doug, appreciate it.
Fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Garrett, thank you so much.
Had fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Got some good meat and a big pig.
Yeah, that is a big pig. Oh, I loved it. Loved it.